A rumor is defined as a currently circulating story or report of uncertain or doubtful truth, which means that you absolutely should not believe this with certainty. Please assume that for the next few minutes, I'm going to lie to you, all for the purpose of entertainment and speculation, and believe nothing until officially confirmed. We are currently celebrating the 35th anniversary of Final Fantasy. We've already had many announcements, and we've been promised even more on the horizon. There's also games like Final Fantasy Tactics Remaster and Final Fantasy IX Remake that were spotted in the near infallible Nvidia leak, of which almost every game on the list has been confirmed thus far. And according to this new rumor, we are going to see them sooner rather than later, and a whole bunch of other stuff that makes us look at this rumor with some scrutiny. So you're going to want to hit that subscribe button because this is probably one of the craziest rumors I've heard in a while. Again, this is a 4chan rumor, meaning that you should take this with a grain of salt. But for the sake of fun, let's go through it anyway. According to the so-called leaker, whose uncle works at Nintendo, Final Fantasy will be having a 35th anniversary presentation happening on February 7th. The total runtime of this presentation, according to the leaker, is supposed to be an hour and 24 minutes. It will open with a presentation on Final Fantasy's history. From there, it'll go into a Pixel Remaster promotional video followed by Theater Rhythm final bar line. But here is where things get crazy. Apparently, Hironobu Sakaguchi will present Final Fantasy IX Remake, and it's coming this fall. Now this year is already loaded. We got Final Fantasy XVI coming in the summer. We got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming in the winter. We have Final Fantasy XIV 7.0 coming out right after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is already 3 mainline Final Fantasy titles, 7, 14, and 16 coming out back to back. It just seems like way too much all at once. However, I do think that if there is a Final Fantasy IX remake in existence, having it associated with Hironobu Sakaguchi in some capacity, even if it's just giving the remake his blessing, would probably be a great idea. Moving forward, we have World of Final Fantasy II, a Mog of Light, and that's supposed to be coming May 19th, 2023. This would be particularly surprising to me as the original World of Final Fantasy didn't sell insanely well. I do think it'd be cool if they were able to give World of Final Fantasy another chance. It seems unlikely, but more unlikely things have happened. After that, we have Stories from Ivalice, War of the Lions, Summer 2023. That is an announcement that would make a ton of people very excited. But the next announcement, maybe not so much. Final Fantasy X-3, now in development. This is a pretty hotly contested one, as Creative Business Unit 1 has talked about creating Final Fantasy X-3 for a long time now. The existence of X-3 is absolutely nothing surprising. However, the announcement of X-3 is, and it's going to be pretty contentious as a lot of people don't want X-3. The very polarizing audio drama is said to be the foundation of Final Fantasy X-3's story, as well as the critically panned Final Fantasy X 2.5 novel. Again, that much we've known about for a while. However, the game being officially in development is something that hasn't been confirmed yet, and something that they've only teased doing. This is one of those things that's going to happen at some point regardless of whether this rumor is true, which allows these leakers to take stabs in the dark and occasionally touch on something legit because it builds off of things that we already know are happening. Then of course we get to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth with a new trailer called Memories, and Final Fantasy XVI will get a focal presentation announcement, which apparently will be taking place on March 24th. Now, here's where things get really interesting to me. The rumor then continues by saying that Final Fantasy XI and Final Fantasy XIV will have a Unity subscription. According to this, you'll be able to bundle the two subscriptions together, and hopefully that would encourage more people to check check out FF11, which if on some slim chance this rumor is real, you might want to check out FF11 because FF11 is finally getting a rework, with it being listed as Final Fantasy XI Beginnings Rework Project, and supposedly is coming this fall. Now for those of you who are out of the know, Final Fantasy XI hard confirmed had its own reboot in the works, and it was being done on Unreal Engine 4. However, things did go south with the company working on it. For now, as far as the public knows, the Final Fantasy XI rework is cancelled. This would suggest that Square Enix has either taken the project internally or to another third-party studio. Again, this is one of those things that is probably real, even if the leak itself is not. By sitting and thinking about what Square Enix would reasonably do with the aging FF11 after the cancelled reboot that was supposed to happen had fell through. Aside from this, Naoki Yoshida is supposed to talk about Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn's 10th anniversary, and this would be the Final Fantasy 35th anniversary presentation. The one of many people's dreams. The one that sounds way too good to be true. Although my personal reaction is, no Final Fantasy 17? The remakes and the sequels and the requels, it's all nice. But you guys know the number one thing that gets me the most excited is a brand new numbered mainline entry. And I know, 16's not even out yet, so it's unreasonable to expect that yet regardless. But a man can dream. So what do you guys think of this rumor? Are you like me and you think that it's not real? However, there are things like Final Fantasy X-3 and Final Fantasy XI rework that are pretty much inevitable. Or are you a believer? Let me know in the comments below. Shout out to Nicholas Berry and the rest of the Ultima community.